Good morning, everyone. Good morning, and welcome to Alka and Ria Show. Thank you for always being here with us. Thank you for taking out your time to be with Rhea and myself to listen and to grow and to have the success that you want. So the show is about mindset and real estate. And Rhea, she talks about real estate, and I talk about mindset. But before I do go along and talk about what I want to talk about today, I just want to introduce ourselves. And my name is Alka.
My name is Rhea, and
And
welcome
welcome
to
to
our
our show.
show.
Okay, so today I want to talk about a very important topic, and that is mindset. Mindset with the quantum leap. And let's just talk about, first of all, how many of you here set goals? And how many of you set goals, but you're not reaching the goals that you want? And that is very important because it's not just about setting the goals. It's more than that. Setting the goals is one aspect, but what happens after you set the goals is the implementation, is taking the actions, is doing what is required to get ahead in your job, in your careers, whether it's get a job, so taking this step to achieving is one aspect, because nothing happens without a clear, concrete, precise plan. So that's what I just want to talk about, because we are in the fourth month of 2026, and it is very important every time when I reflect on, what are some of the things that I have done? What have I achieved? And if you're not asking yourselves those questions, then you're not going to ever know, and you're never going to achieve what you want to achieve. So that is very, very important, because we always have to. And I'm going to give you an exercise first of all. But what is important that I just want to preface here is having the quantum leap. And quantum leap is also directed towards your mindset, because your mindset controls everything that we do, whether it's in the positive, how you think, feel, and act, whether it's positive or it's negative, how you think, feel, and act. Because if you are on the negative spectrum, you're thinking, feeling, acting, you're behaving in such a way, then don't you think that that negative aspect of your mindset is going to have a correlation towards your career is going to have a tremendous impact. So that's why mindset, we don't pay attention to the very minute intricacies of life, how we're thinking, how do we feel, how do we act, how do we behave. Because I want to take an example. And you are, at work, and your boss called you to, because you're going to do a presentation, say for example, and you've never done a presentation in your life. But this is one aspect that I will highly encourage when it comes to your mindset. How do you think, how do you feel in those moments when you're asked to do a task? Right, and this is a presentation. So you've never done a presentation, but I will highly encourage you to take that quantum leap. This is what the mindset and the quantum leap, this is how they do correlate together. If you're not saying yes, how many of you say yes anytime there's an opportunity? Do you say, well, maybe someday, let me think about? What is your mindset? What does it say to you? What are you saying to yourself every single day that's either propelling you to go forward to your goals and what you desire, or it's either hindering you back? You only have two choices. It's either you're going forward with the opportunity and saying, yes, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do the presentation. It doesn't matter if I suck. I'm just going to do it because I know I can. So is that the positive that you're saying to yourself? I know I can. In that way, I'm just going to do it. Or do you say, oh my gosh, no, you know what? You're saying the negative, you're saying, oh my God, I got to do this now. Oh my God, really? Do I have to? Then when you're saying these affirmations to yourself, you are putting yourself in a position to say that, okay, well, I don't want to, you're just going to stay stuck where you are. And that's not what you need to do. So 2026, if you're serious about achieving the goals, you're serious about moving in the direction to where you are now in your job, in your career, and you want a quantum leap and take the new leaf and strive to succeed, to excel. So there are only two ways that you can do that. Either you're going to take that leap of faith and you're going to take that chance on you and just do it, or you're going to just stay stuck and you will just hinder yourself back and you will retract and then you will never ever succeed. So if you don't take the chance on you, that's just a final important tip that I just want to share, that if you never ever take that chance on you, no one will. No one's going to take that chance on you because, I mean, I learned that the hard way. I had to prove everything that I am doing today. I had to prove to myself that, yes, I can do it. I am worthy of more. But is that what you guys are saying to yourself? I am worthy of more. And if you say that, then everything, you flip the script and you then achieve and you do. So today's conversation is about mindset, where you are in your life today, in your career, in your job, where you are, and how, you feel, think, act, and, you behave every single day. That's going to have a total impact in your life. And when you do that, you succeed, your mindset is on a positive, then success comes and you achieve so much more, and then you take the quantum leaps to another area in your life. So I'm going to stop it right there. I know when it comes to mindset, it is very deep, and you have to really put yourself and think about, okay, where am I today? How much more can I succeed if I did XYZ? Okay, so the challenge for you today is going to be, I want you to write down, where are you today in your life? Remember the exercise I set you many, weeks ago is, seeing yourself from a scale of 1 to 10, where are you right now? Where do you aspire to be? And what do you need to do? So fill the gap, the knowing, doing gap. Remember, I talked about it many conversations ago, the knowing, doing gap. There's always a gap, but where we are today to where we want to go, and how do we aspire to see that? I want you to write down, okay? So that's a challenge for today. And I'm going to stop it right there. So, Rhea. And
Alka,
yes,
the mindset
yes,
of a quantum leap, right? That's the title.
yes.
Some of our listeners and viewers may be scared. Oh my gosh, I have to do the quantum leap so that my life change. So don't be afraid of the word quantum leap. I know quantum is a big word, leap is another. That's the end goal, is to be able to get the quantum leap so our life change. But in order to do that, one day at a time, all I need is a small baby step, a small step each and every day. It doesn't necessarily mean to our listeners and viewers that they're going to have to take a quantum leap to change it. That's the end goal, right? Is to be able to do a quantum leap. But daily, right? Small steps, small daily steps, even just small. For example, waking up very early, 7 o'clock in the morning, right? So that you can do what you need to do instead of waking up and procrastinating doing things at 10 or 11 o'clock in the morning. So all it needs is a small shift. Every
Mm-hmm.
single day, a small shift. One baby step leads to a quantum leap in the future. That all.
Mm-hmm.
So don't be scared when Alka says, mindset of a quantum and then leap. She's meaning to say is that all we need are small little baby steps to get to that destination. That
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Amen. Thank you for sharing that, Rhea. And absolutely, taking those small baby steps, and every one of us, Rhea, all of us, we never got to be where we are today. We had to take those small steps, those small incremental steps goes a long way. So
that's
if you start to change in that one area, so that's the homework that I gave to you. What area in your life do you want to change? Okay, is it in yourself? If it's in yourself, what do you want to change? And what does that look like? So that's another end goal that Rhea just mentioned. What is your end goal? What does that look like? How does he, she, what are you doing? How do you want to see yourself? And how do you want to see others also see you? So, how do you perceive others to also see you? So, any small steps that you want to take in the quadrant of your life, think about what do you want to change and how do you want to improve? Because if you're not improving, you're not growing, then you're disintegrating, right? So, think about what does that look like when you take those small actionable steps in your life, any part of your life and your job, your career, your business. What does it look like? That's also the end goal that you want to think. And that's, yes, correct. So that your quantum leap is your end goal. And what is that end goal? What does it look like for you? How do you design? What are you seeing? What are you doing? Etc. Etc. Okay. So thank you for sharing that, Rhea. And so on that note, we've come to the end of another amazing conversation with Rhea and myself. So the homework that I gave you, the challenge that I gave you, I hope that you will, because it's for your best interest, it's in your success that we want. And make the rest of the day the best of your day. And we will see you the same time, same place come tomorrow morning. Bye for now, guys.